the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
Hello, good morning, guys. I'm Mia Kendall. I'm from Impact Academy, like you guys know, and I'm from the BSU. I'm a sixth grader here, and I'm glad and excited to celebrate Black History Month with you guys today.
Hey everyone, I'm Joseph Johnson. I'm an eighth grader here at Impact. I am also part of BSU, and I am super excited to talk about Black History Month and our celebration. So yeah. So Black History Night, which is tonight 6 through 7:30. You guys could watch the live stream via YouTube. If you're watching now, you could turn on the post notification so you get alert at 6 o'clock when it is going down. So yeah, and these are our lovely guests. Host, yeah.
Support the BSU. 10% of the proceeds from the t-shirt sales goes to BSU. We'll be putting the link in the chat, so if you guys want to get a t-shirt, you guys can. And I'd love to see you guys help supporting our BSU.
At Impact Academy, we strive to create and maintain a safe space, both physical and virtual, for everyone in this community.
Today, the things we'll be using is community and joy. For community, we support and include each other in the community. And for joy, we motivate and our peers to spread positivity. And today, the specific type of joy we will be using is Black joy.
Safe Zone. This space respects all aspects of people, including race, ethnicity, gender expression, sexual orientation, socioeconomic background, age, religion, and ability.
Today, we'll be having a special guest. His name is Mr. Williams, and he is an educator here. He's an English teacher. He's also a poet, and he's a hip-hop artist. And we also have another guest, Miss Sele. We'll just be getting to know her.
Hey, Miss Sele. Please tell us your name so we don't mispronounce it. What are your pronouns and what is your current profession?
Thank you, Mia and Joseph. My name is Sele Nadel-Hayes. You pronounced it perfectly. Thank you. And I am the Chief Operating Officer for Envision Education. and my pronouns are she and hers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then our next guest is Coach Choi. He is our physical. He's our physical instructor at the high school. So, Coach Choi, please introduce yourself with your name so we don't mispronounce it, your pronouns, and what is your current profession?
Hey, Joseph. Hey, Mia. And hey, BSU. My name is Troy McCullock. I am the athletics director at Impact Academy of Arts and Technology. I oversee the high school and the middle school. And my pronoun is he, or pronouns are he, him. And yeah, that's about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Today we have another guest. Her name is Karin, and she will be telling us about herself, and she'll be sharing her pronouns, her name, and her current profession.
Thanks so much. Hi, you got it perfect. It's Karin Richey. Good to meet you all. Thanks so much for having me. My pronouns are she and her, and my profession, well, my passion, what I'm going to talk to you about today is I'm the founder and executive director of a nonprofit community theater company called Plathos Productions.
Thank you. Today we'll be showing Shami.
It's Shami, no worries.
Oh, Shami. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Shami will also be part of our wonderful panel. Shami, can you please tell us your name so we don't mispronounce it? What are your pronouns and what is your current profession?
So, hi, thank you for having me so much. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Shami Oshun. Pronouns are she, her, and I am a fashion designer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this was our panel. It's not over yet. We have some questions for all of them to answer in a specific order. So, yeah. Okay. So our first question is starting with Shami. What did you need to know to be able to start at your own job, and how has your job evolved over time? Yeah.
Yeah, so when I started, I was a sophomore in high school and I didn't know anything, nothing at all, probably just basic sewing skills, and that was about it. So I did all of my learning on the way. And now, of course, went to Impact Academy. And so now I am in Los Angeles and I have a few employees and a manufacturer and just running my business. So it's grown a lot.
Thank you. And then next we have Karin.
Sure. So to start a theater company, what I needed to know was I had to have a vision for what I wanted to see at the end of it. I had to know what a good theater production looks like. So, and I had that because I had already spent years and years, ever since I was age 10, doing a bunch of theatrical productions. So I knew what a good theatrical production looks like from the audience. And I knew what it felt like as an actor to be in a good show versus a bad show, because I've done some of those too. So it took knowing what I wanted and then figuring out who all I needed on my team in order to make it happen. So over time, my job changed from doing everything myself to finding people to help.
Thank you. And then next we have Sele.
Thank you. I think there's a number of technical aspects to my job. So I'm responsible for finances and facilities and technology for Envision schools as a whole. So I had to learn a lot of details about how each of those areas of running a school works. And then I would also add that working in public sector, so a school that gets public money to operate and other forms of government, it's really important that you're comfortable with everything being in the public eye, so nothing can sort of happen behind closed doors. So I had to learn how to say things and organize my thoughts and ideas so that they were publicly ready. And then I also needed to learn a lot about budgets and how money moves around and how to spend it. And I also had to get really good at making plans and then estimating how things were going to go and then being able to follow through. As over time, my job has evolved where I've gone from doing more of the work when I first started. So I was responsible for lots of doing. And now in my role as the chief operating officer, I'm responsible for making sure that other people do work properly and on time and accurately. And so those are different skill sets that I had to develop where that really were about working with other people and motivating people and helping them see their successes and getting better when they needed to get better.
Thank you so much. And then we have Coach Troy.
Yeah, so thank you. So prior to coming to Impact Academy, I was a multi-unit manager. So what that means is I was a district manager for a large company called Labor Ready. But prior to that, when I was a little kid and through my teenage years, I was always involved in some aspect of community growing up in New York. And so with the business and community passion that I grew up with in New York and then going to school for business, when I came out here to California, I wanted to give back to a community that resembled one that I came out of, which was the Bronx. And I stumbled upon Hayward, a small microcosm of New York, in my opinion. And I fell in love with the community. I fell in love with Impact Academy and everything that it stood for. I was fortunate to meet Jen, our first principal, and she gave me an opportunity to come on board with the vision that I had. And everything starts with a vision, right? And so I grew up in sports, and then with the business background, I presented to Jen the idea of bringing sports to Impact Academy. And it was a lot of trepidation because Impact was based on academics first and foremost, and I co-signed on that. But I felt like if we can tie in some type of sports into that program, it would capture a large segment of the population, keep kids engaged, keep them focused, and allow them to get to the finish line. And so ultimately, that's how I arrived. I used my business acumen, open up the operations of athletics at Impact Academy. It started with just me, similar to many of the other panel members here. And it grew from there, from girls and boys basketball to now all of the sports that we have on a high school and middle school level. I'm tremendously proud, but I can't take credit for that. Those are all of the students and parents that helped me bring these operations to where it is today. So that's how I evolved.
Thank you. And then Mia, would you mind reading the next question for our lovely panel?
Yeah, of course. So what has it been like as a Black person in your profession?
Definitely. I feel like I experience multiple levels to this. So it's not just being Black, but it's also being a woman and it's also being really young. And so all of those come together. So I could not point out just the singular one because it's a full experience. And it has been difficult. Like I definitely have times, well, a lot of times, I feel like a lot of situations I'm in, people don't take me seriously and so I just have to be confident in who I am and what my goal is and just like kind of take charge of the situation. And that's kind of how I've been able to keep going and not be discouraged by what's happening around me.
Thank you. And then we have Coach Troy.
Ooh, well, being a Black man in our society is a challenge in of itself. Let me just say that there was a lot of trepidation when I first started out. I mean, can you imagine a Black male coach coaching girls basketball? and being received by either other ethnic groups who had much trepidation about who I was and what I was bringing to the table and why I wanted to be around girls or boys for that matter. So it's been a challenge. It's been a challenge. It's also been a challenge in terms of how I get received from my speech pattern to the way I look. Just day to day, sometimes it can be challenging to manage the operations in this profession. But at the end of the day, we all have a mission, right? And so my mission is I'm doing this for the kids. That's my primary focus. So regardless of where you're meeting me at, I'm going to meet you for the purpose of the kids. And so challenges, trials, tribulations, they come with all professions, but you have to have that growth mindset and that focus to accomplish your goals.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So for my answer, I would say being Black is definitely a part of why I started my business to begin with. I was at an audition to be an actor in a play, and it was here in the East Bay. And out of the 40 people trying to be in the play, I was one of 4 that were not white. And I just couldn't believe that even here in the Bay Area, it was 4 out of 40. I'm like, I'm the only, one of 4. It was like, this is not what my community looks like. This is not what my city looks like. This is not what my county looks like. I don't understand why it's like this. And so I thought, I want to be the change that I want to see. I want to see more people that are more diverse all participating together than what I'm currently seeing. So that was kind of why I started my company, was because I'm like, I want to create opportunities that currently don't exist. Because I know what happens when you're one of the few people of color in the room. They're like, well, I don't have anybody that people are going to buy is your husband or your child or is your parent or whatever. Like, they don't think that they can find anyone that looks like you. So then they're just like, well, can't cast you because there's nobody that looks like you that will be believable, And so I thought, okay, well, I'm going to use that as fuel to make a company that goes out of our way to allow everyone to participate and to really believe in the imagination of the audience. Because if the audience can believe that there's a magical place called Oz and that there's animals that can talk and that there's witches that can fly, if they can believe all of that, then I think they can believe in a diverse cast. So that's kind of so for me, what it's been like, it's been inspiring and it's been motivating.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then next we have Sele.
Now you can hear me.
Yeah.
I want to talk about what it's like being a Black person working in the public sector or in government. And I just want to say there was a time when discrimination was against Black people in hiring was legal. And the government was one of the first places where it became both really not legal, but also there was monitoring to make sure that didn't happen. So when it became illegal to discriminate against people on the basis of race, many private companies would comply with that law, but they would still have some under the table practices that kept Black folks from being able to access those jobs. And so working in government, there's a lot of people who have who benefited from that change in policy. And so there's a long history of Black people working in government, being very successful in government. And so I think that was a positive for me. And it was something about also being in service of my community that is really common in our Black community as well. And so it's been really an asset to me to be a Black person in my profession in general. There have definitely been times where I have felt some of that under the table discrimination or sort of like less overt, more covert discrimination. But it's been really important for me to confront that and to say that that's not okay. So I feel like that's been a big part of my experience as a Black person in my profession in general. Because I work on a lot of things that might be traditionally seen as male roles, managing money, managing construction, managing technology. It's been really important for me as a Black woman to communicate really clearly that I'm skilled and that I'm an expert. And so that is both an asset where I've had to build up a lot of confidence very quickly, but it's also been a challenge because I don't start out with people expecting that I have the skills to do my job and I have to prove it. And so that's been challenging for me to figure out and find a place to work where I don't have to have that burden as well.
Thank you so much. That was awesome. Mia, would you mind reading the last and final question? And then at 9:55, we will have the students watching and teachers ask questions in the chat.
Okay. Okay, what comes to mind when you think of Black joy?
And we can start with Karin.
When I think of Black joy, I think of beautiful Black people who are enjoying life, who are happy. I feel like I'd love to see it, and I'd love to see more of it. It's I think of a celebration of families and culture, and it's a warmth and an acceptance of people exactly as they are.
Okay, thank you.
That was an amazing response.
And then we have Coach Troy.
Black joy is Black love. Black joy is Black communities having a knowledge of self. Black joy for me also is graduation day at Impact Academy. When you see Black and brown kids walking across that stage, hugging their grandmas and granddads and theos and theas and aunties and uncles, just having a great time, and the culmination of all of the hard work from the entire community to see those children cascade across the stage on graduation day, man, that's Black joy for me. I can't get enough of that. That's what I'm passionate about. That's why I'm still here, because when you see that, then you know that there's Black excellence coming for years to come. So that's what Black joy means to me. That's what I get excited about.
Thank you. That was awesome. And then we have Shami.
So Black joy to me is just being your authentic, true self. You know, sometimes it comes from just hard-earned moments where you can like just truly relax and just be unapologetically who you are. And it's also just those exciting moments of success, whether it's just those small battles within ourselves or for someone else that you know, or it could be changing the world. It's like from the smallest thing to the biggest thing, every little piece is just, it should be appreciated. And it's just also like just taking the time to lift and give appreciation to those around you and just admiring them and their accomplishments. Like it makes me so happy when I see other Black people doing truly like what they love and seeing them be happy. It's just everything.
Thank you. And then next we have Sele.
I appreciate what the other panelists said, and I want to build off of that. To me, Black joy is about knowing yourself and being proud and connected to your ancestors and to your future family members who you might not know yet, and also having a squad of folks that support you, see you, believe in you, pump you up when you need it, and hold your hand when you need that too. Black joy is about connection, about knowing yourself and knowing how you contribute to joy in other people on your team. And I love Black joy. It makes my day every day better.
Good job.
Thank you. And then it is finally that time where the students watching right now could type in the chat and ask you guys questions for the last 5 minutes. So
make sure to be specific with the names too. Questions for specific people.
Yes. I'll give 30 seconds, and if there's no questions off the top of your mind, I wouldn't mind asking questions.
Somebody said you guys are so inspiring.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we have a question. I figured whoever thinks they know the answer. Can a non-African American student experience Black love?
Who'd like to answer this?
Anyone would like to answer this question?
I have a short answer, which is yes, of course.
Mhm.
Black folks are very inclusive, and so Black joy, Black love is for everyone, especially those who see Black people as people and not as sort of anything different from a human. So just as all humans can experience love, all humans can experience Black love.
I'm gonna bounce off of that and agree, because in a certain way, Black art, like when you listen to Black music, when you're seeing Black artists, and just that is kind of experiencing Black love, and just so that's how I see it. We share it with the world, and we want other people to experience and feel what we feel.
Thank you.
Yeah, those were two amazing answers, you guys. Thank you so much.
Another question: what do you wish you would have known if you were our age? Let's go with Sele. Would you like to answer that, or Karin?
Yeah, I'll jump in. When I was in middle school, I wish I would have known how fast the future is going to come and how every single day matters, even when you're in middle school. I think in high school, it's easier to think, oh, graduation, like I have to work for graduation. But in middle school, it kind of feels like, oh, it's never coming. It's so far away that it doesn't matter what I do today. But I wish when I was that age, I could have known that the things that I was doing, the choices that I was making, and the things that I was learning, I was going to use and I was going to need. And the good thing about being a middle schooler is you have time. And I think once you become an adult, all of a sudden you're being pulled in so many different directions. And so I'm like, if I was in middle school again, I wish I knew all the time that I had that I could be spending that could really make a big difference as an adult in the future.
Thank you. And then can we do one more question for the last 2 minutes? Anyone can vote off of it. So anyone can ask the question out of the host or students, or if any of the panel members have a question for other panel members or for the host, please.
Shami, I'd love to hear about your fashion work.
Oh, yeah. So basically, when I was at Impact and in 2015, I just decided to get started. I had a design. My dad went to Africa, Uganda, and he came back and he brought me this fabric. And at the time, I was at home a lot, so I just started designing, and I shared that with people on Instagram, and they liked it. So I was like, well, let me just try this out. And so I just kept with it. I stuck with it every single day. I got a part-time job at Echo downtown Hayward to help, make money to create my ideas. And then from there, of course, like in the photo, that's my prom dress. It went viral in 2017, and that kind of just gave me the momentum to really get started on my business. And from then, I've done projects for Georgia Tech. I got to be on a TV show, and So I got to do a lot of cool things because of it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. I really like the prom dress. And then I was talking backstage with Mr. V. He said those are masks to blend in with your skin tone. Do you have a certain link or a website people can access this?
Yeah, so the website is my name, ShamiOshun.com. Basically, I created the nude skin tones because I knew I knew it was going to be a problem before it even got started, and as we've seen it still is a problem with other brands. So I wanted to make sure that it's something I've been collecting. It's really hard to find nude fabrics. So even it's not even just about me, it's about the sources of like the fabric sources and them not creating the colors that represent everyone. And so it's been difficult, but it was just really important for me for everyone to see themselves in it.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you all, each and every one of you guys for coming. I really appreciate the time that you guys put in. So thank you. Would you like to say anything?
Wait. Before you go, Joseph and Mia. Well, first of all, before I get to Joseph and Mia, I just want to say, Shami, I love you. I respect you so much. You're one of my former student athletes. You've grown to be a tremendous young woman, and I wish you nothing but the best of success in your entrepreneurial endeavors. And whatever I can do to support you moving forward, please do not hesitate to reach out. Once a Spartan, always a Spartan. Remember that. To Joseph and to Mia. Mia, I'll start with you first. Hey, shorty girl, thank you for reaching out and being persistent. I respect you tremendously as well. Thank you for being a leader in our community. Thank you for helping put this together. And as for you, Joseph, you are a young Black man that I hope our community looks at as a strong leader. I want you to go without fear, because one of the things that I've learned through my involvement with Impact is how to defeat your fears. I'm wearing my hair out now, all right? No more corporate America. Let me relax and enjoy my Black love. And that started with Impact. So just continue to lead us, Black Student Union, to the levels that we need to get to. And I'm proud of all of the distinguished panel members that came today. Thank you so much for contributing. Thank you very, very much.
Yes, thank you for everybody for coming.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Mia. Great job.
Thank you.
Mia and all the Impact students and staff. It's really fun to see all your reactions in the chat.
Yeah. All right. So thank you all for coming last time. Now we will have a very special guest, Frankred Williams. Some of you guys know him as our English teacher for the 7th graders. So yeah.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, and I have to tell you that it's been awesome to sit back and just watch this event just unfold. It's so inspiring.
Thank you.
It's been really cool.
So, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask if you'd like to share some of your poetry and tell us some of your pronouns, your name, and...
I guess, yeah. Well, I would love to share my poetry. My pronoun is he and him, I guess. Tell me when to start, and I can do this.
Yeah, take it away.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to do a poem that's kind of evolving, but it's called Marks on Paper, and it just incorporates a novel that I teach to the students most years by the author who kind of symbolizes a lot of things that I do. And I've incorporated some other aspects of our society right now. So here we go. Like standing next to Shaq, my passion for my music is bigger than me. Until we all live in peace, I can never be free. If I'm 10,000 miles away, I still feel at home. Your legacy will last forever, like names carved in stone. I am a speck of your soil that's paved many roads to unknown journeys too soon to be told. As a child in life, I knew I wanted more, and my destiny wouldn't be sweeping somebody's floor. If ever someone thought that was all I could be, I took it as an insult. I wasn't afraid to challenge adults. Nobody in my family had gone to college, but we was educated. I took pride in all my wins because I was underrated. Some of my boys didn't understand my path to success. I didn't have all the answers either. I let life manifest. I thank God every day for all those ride or die women who loved me when I needed them and believed in my vision. For those who look like me, who think you're not capable of success unless you trade lies for gold, you're disrespecting your ancestors who were strung up on a pole, who lived their lives with honor and died with dignity, so you could have a chance to be all you could be. At that point, all they could do was conceive things they knew one day that we would achieve. Like the first female vice president would be a Black woman. We've come so far, but they haven't seen nothing.
That was awesome.
Amazing. The chat was just saying, give you your snaps. Your snaps. Good job.
Thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity. And you guys again of just, wow, you guys bring tears to my eyes. I haven't cried in a long time, but awesome job. And thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
One more question.
Yes, sir.
What does Black joy mean to you?
Black joy to me means Joseph and Mia and all of our students at Impact having success, and me and my colleagues playing a small role in your success to one day sit back and just watch you all just manifest your goals and your dreams and your knowledge in a way that takes our country to another level. That's Black joy to me.
Thank you.
Your
And then
post
if you
was
have,
amazing.
yeah, it
Amazing
was.
to meet you.
Thank you.
We have 2 minutes to just 2 minutes. Well, 2 minutes. To tell us, like, what was the story behind writing this? Like, what were your emotions? What was going on when we were writing this?
It's being in the classroom and watching my students kind of engage with Walter D. Meyer's story. He is the author of a book called Bad Boy, and it details his narrative. And he was an orphan that was raised by a family, provided a home for him. And that hit home with me because I'm the product of a teenage mother. You know, my mother had me at 16 and she had my sister at 15. And, you know, there was never a day in which I felt that I could not accomplish my goals in life. As I got older, I realized that what she did was a pretty big deal. So the poem is about paying homage to all of the, you know, the women, Black women, women of color, white women coming from adverse situations, Asian, everybody who experiences triumph. That's what that poem is about.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That was very nice. Very amazing.
Yeah.
So I think it's about time to start wrapping up this meeting, getting to our end. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today and helping us celebrate Black History Month with the rest of our school.
Before you leave, there is one more announcement. It's probably the same announcement you guys heard. Black History Night is tonight at 6 through 7:30. Please do not forget to join. Yeah, thank you. And then finally, support the BSU. 10% of the proceeds from t-shirt sales goes to BSU. This helps BSU community grow stronger and it'll be very supportive if you guys go to that and just view Impact gear. So the link will be in the chat.
Yep. Thank you guys for joining us. Yep. Claps to everybody who joined us. And all the people behind the scenes, Mr. Key and Mr. B were behind the scenes helping organize this. So special thanks to them too. Alright. The BSU celebration on from 6:30 to 7. It'll be here on YouTube. Thank you, Miss.
So if you guys want to view this, you guys, if you're still watching, all 81 of you guys, press the bell next to subscribe, and then that'll tell you at 6 o'clock exact when we will be starting the celebration. So thank you all for viewing this community meeting. This was one of my favorites. I appreciate you guys. Have a good day.
Bye. Make sure to go to the link.